What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the 2024 Toyota Tacoma. So this one is an SR5 finished in celestial silver. It is a four-wheel drive version with an MSRP at $44,000. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this truck is going to have to offer. Pop in the hood. So we've already filmed a couple of the TRD ones, so this one has a few things you won't see on the others. However, it's also a nice chunk less expensive. So we do have the prop rod to go ahead and prop up the hood, and this one has the standard engine, which is the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged motor. So this makes 278 horsepower with 317 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic transmission, also runs on an 18.2 gallon fuel tank, and with this configuration you're looking at 19 miles per hour in the city with 24 out on the highway. Curb weight's around 4,600 pounds and it can tow 6,300 pounds, and then payload capacity it's also about 1,600 pounds. So pretty capable, especially from a 4-cylinder versus the old V6 in the older truck. And there are two spots to put the prop rod, which is a little interesting. Closing that up, taking a look at the styling, it still looks like a Tacoma. I think this new generation, they did a really good job. Has a nice aggressive look to it, a little bit more modern than the old one. Black headlight housing says Tacoma in them. You do have the halogen turn signals. I think Toyota really likes having some old school things in all of their vehicles. You got a black plastic grille with your badge. You can see the intercooler back there. More openings down below for the radiator. A nice set of LED fog lights with a safety sensor, and then some plastic material for the bumper. And then they're gonna have this huge air dam down below with some tow hooks kind of sunken back there. The TRD Off Road will of course not have that. But you have some nice designs overall. One thing interesting for the SR5, you're gonna have just molded fender flares. The TRD trims will have the plastic ones to make it even wider, but you still have this little vent in the front portion. So overall, it's a nice looking truck. I think the sharp lines really make it look pretty cool. You can also see sharp lines throughout the hood. A lot of contours in the front and rear fenders, even above the actual fender flare itself. And then just the SR5 gets the more basic wheels, finished in silver. They're 17-inch diameter, multi-spoke look. Got your Tacoma badge finished in chrome with a little bit of sharp lines, and then a set of running boards for this particular spec. You got body colored door handles and mirror caps, black trim surrounding the windows, and the overall side profile. I mean, it's a good looking truck. You got the standard cab design with the shorter bed. Nice sharp lines for all the fenders. The roof line looks pretty cool. And then this one, you can see the third brake light up here with just a fixed single piece of glass. You have more contours in back, body colored on the bumper caps. Part of the frame is right here with lift points actually, which is a really cool touch for off-roading. You can see Tacoma stamped into the tailgate, trailer hitch, all your connections, 4x4 badge as well. And then if we pop this open, this one doesn't have a soft open. You can see Tacoma written on it, and then just the composite bed liner that we've seen in the past. You do have tie-down hooks in each corner along with these 3 rails to add different accessories, which is a really good touch. And it doesn't really weigh much, you can easily close it. Now if we move to the interior, the Tacoma's back seats I would say are kind of in the middle. They're not the best, but they're also not the worst. The door panel itself is solid plastic, even on the armrest, which I really wish that was padded. That'd be a lot nicer. You have a little bit of storage or controls, more storage down below. There is a good use of storage though overall. So if we lift these up, look at all the storage underneath the seats. This is not the hybrid version, so you have this. If you go for the hybrid, which is in the higher trim levels, which will be available shortly, you won't have this. So nice touch to see all that storage. And then you can even pull this lever. These seats will fold flat and you have even more hidden storage all in the back. So Toyota did do a great job with storage. You do have a grab handle. And then as far as amenities, 2 cup holders, 2 USBs, and storage right there. And that is all you get. Now sitting in here at 5'11", with the driver's seat at my height, my knees just barely touch and my feet are kind of just underneath the seat. There is a couple inches of headroom, which is quite nice. This is all right sitting here. I mean, there is good padding. The seats aren't that low. My legs are a little bit higher than I'd like. So, you know, it's a little bit lower than maybe a GM or some other bigger trucks. No armrest in the center as well. So it'd be nice to see air vents, padding, and maybe just a little bit more recline on these seats. But honestly, I could sit back here for maybe an hour or so, and it really wouldn't be the worst. So not bad. This is a better back seat than the Nissan Frontier, similar to a Ford Ranger. but I think General Motors has a little bit better back seat. So moving to the front, once again, you got a lot of plastics throughout the door panel. You do get padding for the driver and passenger at least. Nice grab handle, controls, and then a lot more storage space. This one has manual controls for the seats, lumbar support though, which is nice. And then really good bolsters. These are really cool seats, kind of a diamond plated pattern throughout the fabric, single piece back. So these are sporty looking, they are very comfortable as well. And then hopping inside, so being the SR5, you can tell you don't have a leather steering wheel. This is more of a rubber material. And then you have the 8-inch screen and a 3-piece individual screen. So rather than one massive screen, you have all 3 little ones. So a little bit different layout than the higher trims, but honestly, I don't really hate that at all. Looking at that gauge cluster, you can see your individual screens for fuel and temperature, and then the center screen pretty much looks like the bigger screen as well. You can also toggle up and down and see all sorts of different information that will pop up. Audio information, more things like this. So honestly, you have everything you're gonna need in the screen without going overboard. So I kind of like the more simple setup, honestly. You can definitely save some money and get this setup. We have those controls right here along with Bluetooth and audio. Cruise control on the right with your distance pacing along with your lane keeping. Stalk on the right for windshield wipers, turn signals and headlights on the left. Automatic high beams, interior dimming, one of your air vents, just some plastic across the dashboard. But I do like how there is hidden storage all up in here. Got your Tacoma badge, which is really cool with this gray color. And then the 8-inch screen, this is literally the same thing as the 14-inch screen. So you're gonna still have navigation, all of your audio controls, phone integration as well, information with the vehicle. So honestly, pretty much get all the same stuff, just in a little bit smaller screen. And I think honestly, the big screen is kind of overkill unless you have the full camera system, because all you're really gonna have here is like navigation or audio. So might as well just go with a little smaller screen anyway. So I don't hate that at all. You have a little bit of storage here, which is kind of useless storage. And then your air vents, fan speed and temperature right here. Different toggles for all of the zones. Storage down below. And then you have more plugs and more storage. And then a nice grab handle. You have an electronic park and brake, and then right here is 4-wheel drive. So you kind of pull this, and that is how you toggle your different drive modes. And then right in the center, we basically just have a tone haul mode, and then the ECT power, which will give you a little bit more aggressive gearing to keep you in more torque. So you have some blanks as well, storage with your cup holders, and then a nice amount of storage down below with a vinyl material for your armrest. Big glove box as well that is lockable. And not bad. So for being 44 grand, more of a basic interior, I don't mind the screens, they look great. A lot of plastics in here, but it is a pretty comfortable truck overall. Basic headliner, dome lights, and sunglass holder, and then a nice thin mirror. All right guys, we are setting off now in the Toyota Tacoma. Now I've driven 2 different TRD Sports, which are of course gonna have the same engine and transmission as this one. However, both of those had the nicer screens in it. I will say, I don't mind being in the SR5 with these 2 screens. I think a lot of manufacturers now are kind of pushing bigger and bigger screens to be cool. This is literally the same function as the bigger screen. As long as you don't have like the camera system, which of course would be a benefit to have the bigger screen. Honestly, I don't really have a complaint. They look nice, they give you all the information you need. Toyota screens aren't that complicated anyway, so they all look great in this truck. Getting up to speed, this 4-cylinder is pretty peppy. I like it a lot, honestly. It doesn't sound the best, it kind of just sounds like a generic 4-cylinder. However, you can hear the turbo a little bit, and honestly, I would assume some people are gonna be modifying these over time and make these sound even cooler. So I could see some fun mods to make this truck really come alive. Might be a little unconventional from a truck owner to a kind of doing sports car modifications, but this is a fun engine. The transmission does a great job delivering the power, so I really don't have any complaints with how the 4-cylinder runs. It seems like a really good power plant, plenty of power. This thing gets up to speed, and the transmission truly is very smooth and good at doing what it's supposed to be doing. There's no gear hunting or anything weird like previous generations with the sluggish V6 and more basic transmission. Ride quality and things like that, this still rides like a truck. There are some in this category that are going to ride a little bit more like crossovers. They're kind of losing the truckness that makes something like this stand out. So the Tacoma still is rugged. It feels like a truck. Not even hitting like 4,000 RPM, thing just gets right up to speed with 0 issues. But anyways, ride quality is good. You know, you can feel the bumps. It feels like a truck. However, it still is a smooth vehicle. And one thing I like a lot, I think they've tuned the suspension a lot better to where you don't get that crazy brake dive or anything like that when you hit the brakes. I really don't like how the previous gen just was all over the place if you were hitting the brakes. This one feels a lot more linear when you're hitting the brakes, which I like a lot. The seats are also pretty comfortable. I really fit in these nicely. You can pump them up and down for different heights. I know previous generations, some people didn't like how it was either too high or too low. I feel like you're not gonna have an issue just getting really comfortable in this Tacoma. Armrests are on a great place, great visibility out the front. The dashboard is nice and flat to where it just kind of helps give you a good view out. And then over your left and right shoulder, as you would expect with any truck, I mean, perfectly fine to see out of. There's also really good use of storage in here. It's not really all too noisy with wind noise and road noise. So it's a more refined truck, I think, than the previous generation. It's just an easy vehicle to drive, and it's quite comfortable, honestly. So if we go ahead and try a 3-point turn, even with the 8-inch screen, the backup camera still is very large versus even the 14-inch screen. But honestly, super HD, clear graphics, can easily see what we're doing. You have to turn the steering wheel quite a lot, but it's a truck, kind of the nature of it. But pretty easy truck overall to use. There's no drive modes in this particular one. The ECT power just kind of holds the transmission a little bit sharper. But overall, it's nice to drive. You are going to see a lot of plastic, so the materials could be better. However, higher trim levels they are. So Toyota does a good job from the base models to the fully loaded ones, kind of giving you materials that fit the price point, I guess, fit the trim level. And this is a pretty competitively priced truck to the competition. Recently filmed a Ford Ranger, which was about 40 grand, and it felt honestly a lot cheaper than this. So not bad for what it is. I wouldn't mind nicer materials in here, but overall, it seems like a fine truck to drive. It's going to give you everything you need, and hopefully we'll have the Toyota dependability that we know and love from the 3rd gen trucks.